Hey guys, Rick Lee Nelson Therrien here with you. I wanted to share a story with you. It's about the first time I ever did pot, marijuana, the first time I ever tripped on it, and the way I did it is I ate it. My dad sent my grandfather some cookies. I lived with my grandfather. He adopted me. He wasn't my real grandfather. He was just a friend of the family, but he adopted me. And I lived with him at the time, and my dad sent these cookies for Christmas, and they were green and had these like herbs in it. What I thought was herbs was actually marijuana. I tried one, I just tasted it, and I didn't like it. It tasted really weird. So I asked Noni about them, my grandfather, and he said, "Oh, those are marijuana cookies. You don't eat those. Like we'll eat them on a special time or whatever." I was only 12. So the one day, one night actually, my grandfather gets in his head. He says, "Okay, we're going to eat some of those pot cookies. Do you want to try them?" Remember, I'm only 12. So we get into these pot cookies, and Noni, my grandfather, he ate two, I ate two, and we just both started just laughing and carrying on. We had a great time, and my mom comes home, and she comes home from an AA meeting, like an AA meeting. Like this was bad. Like she didn't want, like she wasn't into drugs or alcohol at the time, and she seen me and my grandfather just lit on these pot cookies. And she's, "What are you doing? Giving my son cookies, pot cookies?" She's flipping out. And me and Noni are just laughing at her, going, "Relax, it's fine, it's okay, it's everything's cool." And my mom she was upset. Like, so she just went out to her trailer, and that was about it for her. She said, "I'm not having anything to do with this." But anyway, I was in the living room with my grandfather, and I went into my bedroom. I started watching Men in Black. It just came out at the time. It was around Christmas time. And I got it for Christmas. And it was about New Year's Eve around that time. Maybe the 29th or something. And I was watching this movie, high on these pot cookies. And there's a part in Men in Black where there's a guy on an autopsy table, and the camera pans up from his feet all the way up to his head. As it goes from his feet, you see his body, and it slowly pans up and goes to his head while he's laying flat on this autopsy table. Well, I'm laying there, I'm fine, I'm watching the movie, I'm high, I realize I'm high and everything, but all of a sudden, everything in my vision goes away, and all of a sudden, I'm seeing white, and the white turns into this four-corner post bed, like a four-corner post bed, like I'm seeing this vividly, like it's right in front of me, and there's silk curtains on the four-corner post bed, and they're blowing in the breeze, and there's this woman laying in the bed with a sheet over her body, like over her breasts and over the bottom of her, but her legs and her stomach and everything else was exposed except for her personal areas. And so I'm watching this, and I see the whole thing right before my eyes. This woman, this bed, this I remember vividly, like it was just like reality. And like I'm going, what the heck is going on? Like I'm in my mind, like I totally forgot about Men in Black. I totally forgot about the movie and everything. I just went into this other reality, and I'm like, what the heck? Like what's going on? Like, it was kind of confused, but I went with it. And all of a sudden, I come back like in a flash after a bit. Maybe it seemed like maybe 30 seconds to a minute, but it couldn't have been that long. And I just came back, and I'm back to the movie. I'm back in reality. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Like I totally hallucinated this whole environment, this whole room with this bed, and all that was in this room, this white room, is this bed, and this woman laying on this bed with this silk sheet over, and the silk sheets blowing in the breeze from the four-corner post bed. It was just amazing. Like, and I think that's because I was so young when I hallucinated. I was only 12 years old. I think because of that, that's why I never really hallucinated much after that. Like, I never really had too many hallucinations on psychedelics. And if I did, they weren't really true hallucinations. They were like geometric patterns and shapes and, distortions in reality, stuff like that. But you could still be in reality. You didn't go to this other reality, but you're still high. That's basically all I ever had after that. I never had true hallucinations. And if I did, it was different than that. Like, it wasn't like that. That was the first time I ever had a true hallucination. I was 12 years old, and I came right back, and I was like, I knew it. I was there. I seen it. I experienced it. And it was the most amazing thing. And I think that's why I have such a high tolerance to drugs, because at such a young age, I used, I had a hallucination. Like, I was really high, and I used benzodiazepines for a long time, too. I started taking those when I was at age 11. Took them all the way to age 17, popping them, loads of them. Benzodiazepines are like Valium, clonazepam, temazepam, what's the other one? The pill, the bars, Xanax, or not, yeah, Xanax bars. That's a benzodiazepine, it's a sedative. I took those from age 11 to 14, like every day, large amounts, But yeah, so that was a story. That was quite the trip I took, and I'll never forget it. It's like yesterday in my mind. Like, I can remember the whole thing. I remember laying on the bed. I remember watching the movie. I remember everything switching to this different reality. But it's like I wasn't scared. It didn't freak me out or anything. It's just like it happened, and it's just like I just went with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was pretty bizarre. But I hope you like that story. First time ever hallucinated, 12 years old, pot cookies. So if you ever eat pot cookies, be careful. All right, cheers, guys.